Good evening, I'm joined with Jari Litmanen.
Hey.
Hi, and Michael Brown.
Kevin.
And today we're going to be talking about winning mentality. Some people say you're either a born winner or you might inherit it off your parents or your upbringing. What do you think? You've played at the top level, you've won the Champions League, Jari. Your winning mentality, where would that come from?
There are players who are shouting on the field and tackling. That's some kind of winner's mentality. There are also players who are more quiet on the field, but they are all the time thinking what I can do to help the team and what kind of decision I can do. When you get to the field, it doesn't matter what is the result if you just win. That kind of the feeling.
You just want to win. But Michael, you were tough tackling midfielder in the Premier League, and Jari said something a little bit different. I think he's sort of talking about winning mentality, getting on the ball and not hiding and passing. But yeah, you know, you might have a different thing because you like getting stuck in.
I think to me, like you say, I had to make about winning. I think because I had that winning mentality, I furthered my career where I probably wouldn't have got to with my ability. So, regards to winning, application, desire to go as far as you can, day in, day out, that's something I probably had. So
as
never
a kid, or did you
pretty much all the way through.
Develop it, or was it when you were not born with it, or was it developed?
One thing can be a personality, that you are growing up in a win environment where you have to fight all the time for everything. And that's why when we think about South American players or African players, they get to Europe, they are ready to do everything for the position and everything. But also it's something where what you can learn, and now I'm talking about own experience. When I was in Finland, I was more on myself, that I want to get abroad, I want to get to the good club, I want to get further, I want to be a professional football player. Every day I was thinking this. Then I went to Ajax Amsterdam, where every training was really that
intense.
It was intense and it was like a game for me. It was really that everybody was fighting.
Do you think that drives
on
you on then? If you're in a bunch of winners, so if you've had that environment where there's some of those type players, it drives you on, it makes you more professional, you realise the lengths that everybody
That's
else
why I'm
goes
saying that in the big clubs, the big history, there are the big managers and coaches, and you just grow up, or you get down and you are not anymore at the big club.
And you see the sacrifices that go with it, you know, regards to your life, your choice every day where you go, your family members, all to be that winner. Yeah. And you know, you look, and I admire Messi and Ronaldo, they keep going. That drive every day. So when you've been at the top for so long,
staying at the top.
Yeah, but at what point do you say, well, I've done it now, I'm going to stop, I don't need it. I don't need to prove it to anybody, but each year they want to.
That is impressive.
But it's on themselves. They have adapted on that. I want to be the best one. I want to do that same level I did it yesterday or a week ago or one to go or last year. I scored 40 goals last year. If I scored only 25 this year, it's disappointed on myself. It's on the club. It's on the fans. It's everybody. But so you can grow. You can grow up.
How did it affect you when you lost? Do you know?
I always have tried to keep in my mind this big picture. I mean, you have one season. You have those more nice moments. You have the bad moments. You have disappointment, but you have also those successful moments. So in the big picture, you can lose a game, but it's important to realize why you lost the game. Also, other way around, if you win something, you have to realize why and how you won it. Yeah. So it's just not like that we are celebrating because we won. Because you can win one game just per luck, but other way around, you can also lose. You have done everything you can. You have done them perfectly, but you lose. It can happen.
Do you know one thing I did is it was my 30th birthday and my friend said to me, oh, you're done now, you're almost done, you know, and I said, no, I've got 10 more years, and he started laughing. So I said, I'll play till I'm 40. And he said, no, you won't. So that was my goal. Regards to winning, my goal wasn't necessarily to win every game. My game was to carry on playing and prove people wrong. And I remember being in dressing rooms where you know you're old, you've not had a good game, and you know he's not gonna pick you next time. And I'd go training every day, and as I dropped down slightly, I still said I'm going to make him pick me one more time. That was just my drive of win to carry on.
That's some kind of winner's mentality.
It's different winner's mentality. You're talking about turning up every day, you trying to play as long as you can, you playing as long as you can. Is it all just one big thing inside you?
Yeah.
Everyone's at different levels,
the whole
aren't they?
thing?
You know, of wanting to win, wanting to do well. You know, that's the.
I always followed the better players in the team and the good players. What the left winger is doing there, what the defender is doing there, and there were always youngsters who are really excited, but they make a lot of faults and mistakes, and then there are the more experienced players who are doing more the right thing. So that kind of mix, I always try to follow. But in the end, if you are at the top club, everybody has some kind of winner's mentality, because if you don't have it, you drop down.
As I dropped down and into my career to carry on playing, I've gone training with these people, and you think, wow, why are they at this club? Their ability is very good. They should be playing a lot higher. And you're like, and after 1 week, 2 weeks, and I watched their mentality. So we're talking about, you know, being a winner, having that desire. They had the tools, but then they couldn't do it. They couldn't focus their mind to do it every day. So it's not just application, but in the mind, how to make those right decisions on the pitch, on training, how they do things. And that's, as you say, the higher it gets, that little detail. They're not necessarily much better ability players, but they've certainly got just something different.
Last question. I'm going to ask you first, Jari. When you lost a game on a Saturday, how did you react to that? Did that ruin your weekend, or did you get over it quite quickly and focused on the next game?
Now, I always try to realize what just happened, what I have done, what the team has done, why we lost, what the opponent did better than us. And there have been nights I haven't slept really well, but during the next day you have to focus on the next game, whenever it is. Yeah. Especially when you are playing in the top clubs, because there is always somebody waiting behind you to take your place, and there are a lot of choices. If you lose, you lose. It can happen, but in the end, if you take those small things for the next game and for the future, it makes you better as a player and as a team. And I tell one for example. We played the really great first half of the season with Ajax. We were scoring goals and winning games, and then we went to Eindhoven, PSV Eindhoven, in the beginning of January. We lost 4-0. We didn't have any chance there, and everybody was there in the dressing room thinking, what happened now and what's gonna happen. We changed one player from the starting 11. We put Frank Rijkaard in the defense. 1.5 years later, we won a Champions League. And that one game, that one loss, helped us to win that Champions League. Because we all realized, the coaches, the players, that if we go like that, there is going to be a limit for us on a high level. But because we lost, we saw the weaknesses and what we have to change to get that high level.
From your loss, that actually teaches you, isn't it? And like you've said, is that I thought I'd be very disappointed after the game, but then I'd be looking, right, how can I prepare next to help? What did I do wrong for me personally? And collectively, where did I see anything I can affect on the game?
Would it affect your weekend, the loss, or would
yes,
you?
It would. It would affect my weekend. You'd think, well, do you go and have a pint? Do you drown your sorrows a little bit? Do you train hard? What is it? Why? It's hard to mentally get yourself ready, and I think that's learning those difficulties. If you can deal with them earlier, I think you go on to be a much better, much further your career.
Yeah, because from every situation you can learn something. From the successful situations, and if you are not successful, you are thinking, why I'm not successful? Why I cannot do that? Where I have to improve.
Nice one. Thanks, Jari. Top man. Top man, Michael.
Cheers.